Charles Barkley's sick of the eclipse.
Well, y'all saw them losers standing outside watching that today. They're not losers. Yes, they are. No, they're not.
Look at this ignorant garbage. It's so awesome that this ignorant anti-white muppet makes millions and millions of dollars and has all of the benefits that the white race can provide in Western civilization, and still claim that he is so wrongly put upon. Really is disgusting. But hey, by all means, keep slandering Jews, right? That makes sense.
Hey, we've all seen darkness before. Stop it. I'm not going to sit outside like an idiot and wait on the darkness.
Prime time.
Can't appreciate the desire inside of us, our biospirit, to know and understand all that is our environment, to search and to seek and to discover. That is, in my opinion, unique to us, and to overcome that which seeks to overcome us. It is a beautiful thing about Western kind, Westmen, men, women, and children, that is disappearing rapidly because we don't control our destiny. Now, here is an elected representative. This is not a joke. It's not an SNL skit. They haven't brought back that totally anti-white, pro-black living color. This is an actual high-ranking American representative. This is what America is today. Sheila Jackson Lee, and she has some very wise words. And remember, she's a top graduate at Harvard or Yale or Princeton or wherever. Highest marks, all of it.
Knows at least one person who was very excited. Sheila Jackson Lee. Yesterday, she went to a high school in Texas to teach kids about science and space. It didn't go well.
Look at this. She can't get her glasses on. She can't even put on her glasses. And don't give me this, she's old business. She ain't too old to put on a pair of glasses.
You have the energy of the moon at night.
Okay. The energy of the moon at night. So I guess the moon produces its own energy. That is just, you feel it at night.
And sometimes you've heard the word full moon.
Sometimes you've heard the word full moon. Sometimes you've heard that word, full moon. And sometimes you've heard that word.
Sometimes you need to take the opportunity just to come out and see a full moon is that complete rounded circle.
A complete rounded circle, too? The word full moon, might have heard of it. And you should take some time to get out and to look at a full moon, because it's a complete rounded circle. Little redundancy. Should be in charge. Should be in our hallowed halls that white men built and that gave their lives. I mean, if you were to transport yourself just for a moment into the dying body of one of our, let's just go back to the revolution, on some godforsaken field, as he dies for the creation of this nation. And that is what's walking in the hallowed halls, making decisions. That's the power. That's what he died for.
Which is made up mostly of gases.
That's the part I saw. The moon is made up mostly of gases. Do you remember who was the other one that was a anti-white? I can't remember her name right now. She's no longer in government, I think. And she was invited to NASA to witness the landing of the rover on Mars. Can anybody remember her name? She was an elected rep. Maxine Waters. Was it her? No. No, wasn't her because it was a black woman. And was it Maxine Waters? And she said that is the rover going to drive by where our astronauts had planted the flag? Then you had the anti-white black guy from, where was it, Tennessee, who said he was worried about our troops on Guam because the island might capsize. I mean, we can make fun of it, and it is funny, but at the same time, so many good white men, and many of them young men, gave their lives, gave their masculinity, lost limbs, lost vision, had their faces melted off for this country. And these are who rule over us.
And that's why the question is why or how could we as humans live on the moon?
That's why the question is, because the moon is composed of mostly of gases. So how could we as humans live on the gases?
Are the gases such that we could do that?
Are the gases such that well, I mean, if we've got Wakanda power, I mean, just pick up the phone and call the officials in Wakanda, and they can break us out some of that green gem or whatever it is, and we'll just go live on them gases on the moon, or that is the moon. We'll bounce around through space.
The sun is a mighty powerful heat.
The sun is a mighty powerful heat. It's hot like your stove. You don't want to touch it. It's hot. It is hot like your stove. You know how we're able to cook on the stove? Well, that's what happens. It's a mighty powerful heat. Might be a bit of an understatement. Powerful heat, but okay.
It is almost impossible to go near the sun.
It's almost impossible to go near the sun. Well, I guess with Wakanda science, we can go, right up to we'll just live on the sun too with Wakanda science. So it's almost impossible because it's a mighty powerful heat. Do you remember that joke? Was it real or was it a joke? I mean, with actual video like this, you don't know. Was it a joke when that African scientist was being interviewed about building a rocket to go to the sun, and wouldn't it be dangerous because of the heat? And he said no, because they'll go when it's night. Was that real? Was that satire? Because when you have people like this, it definitely seemed like it could be real.
The moon is more manageable. I don't know.
The moon is more manageable. Living on the moon is more manageable than living on the sun.
About you, I want to be first in line to know how to live and to be able to survive on the moon.
She wants to be first in line to know how to. I tell you what, I would love it if Musk would send her there. I'm first in line to know how to live on the moon.
That's another planet, which we're going to see shortly.
It's a world. I mean, technically by the white man's, and so we need to get rid of that. So I guess it's not, I guess it can be a planet now. White people came up with these categories and words, so whatever you want to call it.
Sheila is spreading moon misinformation. The moon is not a planet, and it is not made up of gases.
Look at this.
She should have.
I wish to God that she had looked at it and they filmed it just like that with the glasses around her nose. Is it working? Yep. You could see like some good old boy. And she's like, do I have them on like this? She has on like her glasses like this. Is it working? It sure is. You just keep looking. Squint, it helps.
Have known that. She graduated from Yale
Yale.
and was a ranking member on the Space and Aeronautics Subcommittee.
Ranking member on the Space and Aeronautics Committee. This is, so many people want to walk away from this and just be like, this is such a joke. It's a joke. It's ridiculous, but we're all going to die. This country can't survive. We have to recapture our destiny. Space and Aeronautics, ranking member. The moon is composed of gases. You're more able to live on the moon than you are on the sun because it's a mighty hot heat. The moon is rounded circular.
These politicians are clueless. They worked in the real world. She would have been fired a long, long time ago, and she is
There's the end of the point.
still trying to fix those glasses.
I love that she was really trying to get the middle of it on the tip of her nose. All right, so that's it.